Hi, this is a Satsu 5, and this is some stuff from my pyro days, mostly back in junior high, a little bit freshman year of high school. Kind of an interesting thing, although I always liked knives, but when I was in junior high I was more geared towards ladles and fireworks and that kind of stuff. And just kind of the chemistry of fireworks. I got recipes for flash powder and gunpowder and stuff. I had it all saved on a floppy disk because at the time my computer had a floppy disk drive, and I was just really just fascinated with ladles and fireworks. I do not smoke, but I always loved the Zippo ladles. But my first ladle was a Ronson. And for y'all who don't know, Ronson is a pretty old ladle company. They make ladles, and they made everything from the standard, cigarette ladle that you would carry in your pocket to table ladles. And I don't own a table ladle yet. I do eventually want to get one of Ronson's table ladles, but they could be anywhere from the size of a Coke can up. They'll get huge. And it's basically this big old, like maybe a vase or something that held a ladle and some fluid, and they're very decorative. And back then, in that time period, smoking wasn't taboo, so it was kind of common courtesy to have some matches on your table or a table ladle. That way when guests came in they could light those cigarettes. Sounds funny now, but that's how life was back then. So anyways, moving forward, I bought my first Ronson in the 6th grade, and then I bought my first Zippo in the 6th grade, and I was pretty rough on them. I carried them. I came pretty close to blowing myself up using them several times. But anyways, I lost my first two decent ladles. And I want to say the 7th or 8th grade, I went on a trip to Puerto Rico, San Juan, Puerto Rico. And they had in the hotel that we were staying in, they had a cigar shop. And in this cigar shop, they had just about every kind of ladle you would ever dream about. They had Zippos, Calibres. I can't name all the brands, but I was young. I was pretty young back then. I was 8th grade. That's kind of a long time ago. I slept since then. But anyways, they had all kinds of ladles. They had the regular ladle, like the Zippos, that just produced a regular flame. And then they had the butane jet ladles and some of these jet ladles would have, I say jet, it's no more of torch ladles, but they take butane. Some of them would have 4 or 5 different torches on them for like cigars and stuff. And then some of them would have the torches kind of going at an X shape, and then you would kind of rest your cigarette on top of the X, kind of right there where they crossed. And they just had every kind of ladle you could ever think of. I was dumbfounded about how many different kinds of ladle designs there were. Anyways, I picked up a couple of things while I was in that cigar shop. They also had cigars. But I picked up a couple of things. The first thing I picked up was this Zippo World War II Remembrance commemorative display case, and it looks just like a book. It's volume 1, and there's the spine. It looks like leather, a leather bound book, but it isn't leather. And just to let you know, when I bought this, I had every intention of using it. And you can tell, I didn't really take care of it like I should, or I kind of wished I would have now. But, it's a Zippo ladle. That's why I looked at it as a Zippo ladle that I would use. And inside here, it says up here at the top, Zippo proudly commemorates the World War II milestone with Volume 1 Zippo, a remembrance. Each collector's edition is registered, and it does have a little registration number. And now it says praised and let's see, I think I got yeah, here it is, magnifying glass. I don't know if you can read that, but it says, praised in countless wartime stories, the Zippo windproof ladle was an essential wartime tool. I don't know if you can read that or not. Anyways, goes on to say that Aaron Pale, a well-known World War II correspondent, wrote, "The Zippo ladle is in great demand on the battlefield. It is the most coveted thing in the army." It's kind of hard for me to read, from this weird angle, especially since I'm severely dyslexic. But anyways, the Zippo ladle was very demanded during the wartime. Soldiers wanted to start fires for camp. They wanted to light those cigarettes. And a Zippo ladle was as good as money. You could trade them for things. Hey, I need some food. I'll trade my Zippo for some rations. It was almost like currency among the soldiers of that time period. Then you flip the page. Only has one page, and there's the Zippos. And I get my magnifying glass out again. There's the Battle of the Bulge, and that is the USS Missouri. The Battle of Britain, and my favorite, this is the one that I usually carry when I carry a Zippo, is the Battle of Iwo Jima. It's my favorite one. I'd have to say the Battle of the Bulge is my second favorite Zippo out of this collection. And then it has this like a little keychain, and it says Victory VE Day, and then VJ Day, and it says well, I guess it'll help if I have the magnifying glass. Let's see, I don't know if you can pick that up, but it says 1945 and 1995, and it says Japan and Europe. And it's just, when I first got it, they were really polished up. I need to polish up the Zippos anyways, but anyway, I just thought I'd share that with you. My only real Zippo collection I have, all these ladles, and it comes with like the little guarantee thing and a little instruction manual. Show you, this is the one that I use most of the time. The insert is even that really high polish brass. And of course, right now, none of these have fluid. It's not very cost effective for me to keep my Zippo filled with fluid, especially since I don't smoke. And I do want to eventually get one of them butane inserts. Something else I picked up from Puerto Rico, this designer matches. These designer matches from Castle Hall Tobaccos. This was in the cigar shop. It's a metal designer matchbox with designer matches in them. And as you can see, you have the white phosphorus head, and then the I want to say that's cedar shaft, and there it is. It's just matches. And they were very expensive. I think I paid around $20 or $30 for this, believe it or not. And Now it sounds crazy, but that was how I was back then. And finally, I think I might have run out of time, but I'll continue filming anyways. This is my matchbook collection. Anytime I went to a restaurant or a hotel or a sports ball, I'd pick up some matchbooks, and I have quite a bit. Anyways, that is my video on my Zippo ladles and fancy matches. I'm Satsu5, and I'm out.